Oil and gas come from fields around the world, each with different resource characteristics, operator practices, and regulatory requirements. RMI's Oil Climate Index plus Gas Web Tool, or the OCI Plus, is an open-source model that estimates and compares the individual life cycle greenhouse gas emissions intensities from over 2/3 of the world's oil and gas supplies, covering upstream drilling and production, midstream refining and processing, all aspects of shipping, and downstream end-use consumption. Each page of the OCI Plus web tool offers unique functionality and insights about oil and gas emissions intensities and how to align the petroleum sector with critical climate targets. Starting with the map page, each bubble represents a unique oil and gas field that RMI has modeled. The size of the bubble indicates the relative emissions footprint of that oil or gas field. These can be sized by total emissions intensity, or methane intensity. Clicking on the flaring toggle turns on satellite-detected flaring activities. The methane toggle displays a methane emissions inventory. The OCI Plus's findings identify meaningful differences between the emissions impact of various oil and gas resource types. On the total emissions page, the resources that RMI modeled are sized by total life cycle emissions. Hover over a square to see details, or filter the resources by region and other filters to visualize comparisons. The supply chain page sorts resources by their emissions intensities. Each bar charts how emissions per equivalent barrel of oil and gas are distributed in upstream, midstream, and downstream segments. You'll see that emissions intensities vary widely by resource type, country, and supply chain segment. The global warming potential toggle shows how short-lived climate pollutants, such as methane, amplify emissions. Climate risks are greatly undercounted when using a 100-year global warming potential compared to a 20-year global warming potential. Examining the methane emissions intensities of different resources highlights the vast difference methane leakage makes in total emissions. Users can further examine the economic impact of a fee on carbon or methane using the toggle to price those emissions in dollars per equivalent barrel. Hover and click View Details to dive into the details of a field, which provides reasons for each resource's unique climate impact and time series emissions profile broken down by supply chain segments. The Analysis page allows users to explore relationships between emissions intensities and resource characteristics. Let's choose X-axis to be the flaring to oil ratio, and Y-axis to be the production emissions intensity, and select only the gas category. No significant trend can be seen because gas is the main commodity for sale for these resources and tend not to be flared. Whereas if we choose the oil category, a significant upward trend is shown. The more flaring that occurs during production, the higher the emission intensity of the oils produced on a per barrel basis. Finally, the OCI Plus tool allows users to download all underlying data. Enter some basic information to access our global oil and gas emissions database. RMI is partnering with academics, oil and gas operators, investors, and other stakeholders to expand the OCI Plus and put the tool into action. Contact us for more information about the tool and to learn more about how you can get involved.